Baby. Hey, I'm ready now. Wake up, somebody's setting your block. Somebody's setting your block.
What do you want now, damn it? What? Really?
Hit me with the super bass.
Okay, I'll hit you with the super bass. You got it?
Yeah, bass guitar.
I just send you a lead guitar. That's better.
What's up, YouTube? I cannot believe we are right back at Miss King's channel, man. Hey, Uncle Michael, stay up on this Diddy stuff, man. And y'all know this is real personal to me because I actually work with 3 bad boy artists: Faith Evans, Tanya Blunt, and Shy. I ran sound for a lot of different people and stuff, so I was deep in the music industry, man. Trust me, man. I had a little bit of talk back and forth with Puffy back in the day, but you know, he won't remember me, and I sure as hell don't want to remember him. Hey, only thing I do know is I actually went out for making of the band. When I went out for it, it was like making of a real band, you know, instruments, drummer, keyboard player, bass guitar, lead guitar, stuff like that. It wasn't making of a group. They changed it to making of a group because it's a lot cheaper in the music industry. You have to buy all that equipment and speakers and instruments and stuff like that. But anyway, all you need is microphones for a group and dance moves, right? Check it out, man. Diddy trial explodes U.S. targets. Mock for jury melon. Mock golly Mock 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗞𝗦. I'm trying to think if I remember this person or anything. I think he's one of the Mock 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 is one of the lawyers, I think. Y'all know Uncle Mike don't be knowing. Hey, only thing I know is guilty. If I was on the jury, I would tell him, I said, man, I'm not even gonna tell y'all. I already know what I'm gonna vote. Y'all can go ahead and finish this trial whatever y'all want and wake me up, and I'm still gonna say guilty. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out. Here we go, man.
Some lawyers think they're above the law just because they got fame, connections, and a Hollywood resume. Well, buckle up, because this courtroom circus just dropped a flaming twist.
Jury selection is officially underway in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 was in federal court today, and 𝗗𝗢, no jurors selected, but a pretty revealing start to the 8-week trial.
Lester, that's right. It was an illuminating first day of court. Combs entered the courtroom wearing a crew neck sweater and a white button-down shirt. He had some gray in his hair and in his goatee. And at one point, he told the judge that he needed to use the bathroom and that he was feeling a little bit nervous.
Welcome back to the channel where we don't sugarcoat the truth. We spit it out raw. Today's video dives straight into a bombshell development and the ongoing case against Sean Diddy Combs, a case already teetering on the edge of chaos. But now, the U.S. government is going after celebrity attorney Mark Geragos, claiming he's interfering with the trial by advising on juror conduct and selection. That's right. This isn't just a Diddy trial anymore. Now the lawyers are becoming the headline.
Also, several celebrities were named today, although they haven't been accused of any wrongdoing. They might be mentioned during the course of the trial. Their names are Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kanye West, and his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who has accused him of years of physical and emotional abuse. And she is expected to testify during the trial.
Okay, so here's what we know. Federal prosecutors just filed a motion asking the judge to formally admonish celebrity defense attorney Mark Geragos. Why? Because apparently Geragos couldn't keep his hands out of the jury pool. According to court documents, Geragos has been advising parties involved on how to handle jurors, including commentary on the selection process and the strategies being used. He's not even officially part of the defense team, and yet somehow he's strategizing from the sidelines like this is some backroom poker game. This is not legal commentary. This is not free speech. This is inappropriate courtroom interference, and the feds want it stopped. They're not playing around either. The filing explicitly asked the court to admonish Mr. Geragos not to comment publicly or even privately in coordination with the defense on jury behavior, juror selection, or the integrity of the proceedings. That's a legal smackdown if we've ever seen one.
Now, Combs has vehemently denied all of the allegations against him. I also want to point out that celebrity attorney Mark Geragos, he was present in the courtroom. His daughter is 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦 Geragos, one of the lead attorneys for Combs throughout this trial. Now, a source telling NBC News that he hasn't joined the team, but he is advising on jury selection. Lester?
All right, Chloe, thank you.
Let's take a step back. Who is Mark Geragos? If you're not familiar, Geragos is a high-powered attorney with a flashy reputation. He's represented clients like Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Winona Ryder, and Jussie Smollett. He's a media darling. He knows how to work the press. But now it seems he's tried to work the system, and he got caught red-handed. But guess what? This isn't the first time Geragos has played too close to the edge. He's known for walking the tightrope between legal advocacy and public manipulation. So here's the big question. Why is Geragos dipping his toes into the Diddy case at all? Well, last I've seen, he does a podcast on TMZ or with TMZ with Harvey Levin where they discuss different cases. And that's not a big deal. But here's the thing. His daughter is one of Diddy's lawyers. Yes, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, I don't know how to pronounce her name. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Geragos is one of Diddy's attorneys on the case. So of course, I don't see anything wrong with helping his daughter.
Conflict of interest.
The way that he's doing it, what he's been accused of, is not just giving some small advice. He's actually leading up this entire jury selection process.
You and I talked earlier this year just by how shocked you were by these turns of events. Have you spoken to him this week?
I haven't this week, although I'm contemplating going over there and talking to him. I am shocked. I'm actually somewhat dismayed by the rulings. I mean, you referred to the denying of bail. It was by two different judges. As an officer of the court, you have to always tell people you can't flee. You can't, you've got to face the music, pun intended. What he did here was almost unprecedented. He paid off his first mortgage of his house, $18 million, so that he could put the house up for a bail package. He actually put his plane up for sale and tried to sell that so there wouldn't be any indication or argument that he was a flight risk. He flew, my understanding is, 2 weeks ago to New York City so that he could be here, so he could surrender, because he had every indication that he was going to get indicted. And then he was arrested at his hotel up on 57th and denied bail twice after offering $50 million bail package and round-the-clock security. So it makes you wonder what someone would have to do in order to satisfy prosecutors who are looking for a bail.
He's believed to be advised.
How about this? How about how about this, man? You're not trying to satisfy the bail so you can come and defend yourself. How about the evidence they have against you of what you did? If you done killed all half of a country, you did 30 years of... You understand my point? Suppose they just, no matter what, dog, you know that we got all this evidence that's going just beyond a reasonable doubt. We don't need to let you go, man, because you're gonna be here, period. Suppose that's the case. I mean, we don't know how this court system stuff works for real, but I'm assuming that, they have already convinced the judge, 3 of them, by the way, that we got far more evidence than what you think we have to say that this motherfucker is guilty. He is guilty as hell, and he did some dangerous stuff. So we don't need to, he know he did the dangerous stuff because we got the evidence. So if we let him go, he gonna be gone. Cause he know what he did. Like a Bin Laden or a Hitler or something like that. I don't know, cause we don't know what he did. We don't know what kind of evidence they have. They probably got evidence of him offing people, man. We don't know what he got. We don't know what they got.
What someone would have to do in order to satisfy prosecutors who are looking for a bail.
He's believed to be advising Sean Combs behind the scenes, either formally or informally. And that advice allegedly extended to jury manipulation tactics. Let's be clear. This isn't just shady. This is a direct challenge to the integrity of the judicial system. If you influence the jury, you influence the verdict. That's not advocacy. That's tampering. Here's why this is a bombshell. The Diddy case is already radioactive. We've got multiple sexual assault allegations, federal raids on Combs' properties, civil lawsuits, and criminal investigations looming. And now we add jury interference by a celebrity lawyer. You couldn't write this stuff for Netflix. It would honestly be too unbelievable. But it's not fiction. It's happening. And if the court agrees with prosecutors, 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 could face serious legal consequences. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. It could lead to sanctions, ethics reviews, and even disbarment proceedings if it's proven he's crossed the line.
And the reason I go through all of that is, you still in America are presumed innocent until they prove the case. And it is infinitely harder to defend a case when both your client or the client himself is in a 6x8 cement block cell.
And you know, Mark, some are now comparing Diddy to Jeffrey Epstein. And a New York Post exclusive, one of those officers that raided the music mogul's home said he was, quote, as bad as Epstein.
This case just turned into a 3-ring circus. First, you had Diddy desperately trying to save face while facing career-ending, life-destroying accusations. Then the feds raided his home like they were taking down a cartel boss. And now you have this. His inner circle includes a lawyer who allegedly couldn't help but stick his fingers where they didn't belong. If this is the caliber of defense Diddy's put together, it tells you everything you need to know. They're not defending innocence. They're defending arrogance, corruption, and a kingpin who has been untouchable. Let's break down what this means for Diddy and the trial moving forward. 1, the judge could grant the motion and officially admonish 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. That's already embarrassing. He's basically been told by the court, shut your mouth and sit down. 2, if the evidence surfaced showing a coordination between 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 and Diddy's legal team, that opens the door to contempt of court or even obstruction charges, depending on what was said and done. And 3rd, the jury pool is now in the spotlight. If the judge suspects influence or bias, that entire process could be disrupted, causing delays, retrials, or worse, a complete mistrial. And 4, the media narrative shifts again. Now, instead of focusing solely on the allegations against Diddy, public attention will turn to his legal defense and whether they're playing dirty. And guess what? If the public sees that this is completely rigged, they're not going to forgive or forget.
Your daughter, now part of the team representing Diddy. Here's what she had to say about those comparisons on News Nation earlier this week.
Can they all have consented, or were they minors and therefore the consent doesn't apply?
No charges relating to minors. None. The difference here between R. Kelly, between Epstein, no charges relating to minors.
So this is all adult consensual activity. People can judge it morally, but legally, you believe he committed no crime.
Maybe it's not what someone here would do in the bedroom, but that doesn't mean that what he did was a crime.
Let's call this what it is. Another layer of corruption stacked on top of an already foul mountain of accusations. This isn't just a story about Diddy. This is about power, influence, and the people who think they can manipulate justice from behind the scenes. Mark Geragos should know better. He's not some fresh law grad fumbling his first trial. He's a media-seasoned, decades-long courtroom vet. If he's not doing this on purpose, what else could it be? It's not an accident. But the spotlight is now on him, and they are digging through the evidence. And we don't know what else is going to come out.
Yeah, Mark, do you agree with 𝗟𝗓𝗡? And if so, at what point does consent cross over to coercion?
Well, don't ask me to ever undercut my daughter.
Yeah, I should know better than that. Yeah, as a daughter myself.
She's a force of nature. And I was just going to say you have a daughter yourself, but she makes a very good point. I know that people, because it's New York, because you've got people in the music industry or with Epstein as a financier, that they love to make the comparisons. The fact remains is that it's not an apt comparison. There's nothing about minors that's been alleged. I never saw anything in the years that I was around Sean to lead me to believe that he had any interest whatsoever in minors. You know, the coercion is an interesting concept because having kind of spent 40 years in and around the music industry, defending artists, representing women who were supposed victims of artists. So I played on both sides of the aisle, so to speak. This is a very hard sell if you are being honest about it.
Make sure you guys are subscribed because I will keep you up to date with this case and several others that are going on. Now, it's just jury selection going on with the Diddy trial, but then there's also the civil trial that I've brought you guys an update for. As this trial keeps going, we're going to see a lot more craziness. We're going to see a lot more of celebrities called out, brought in, whether to testify or as witnesses or added to the case. Who knows? But there's also the puppet masters who are behind the veil, because we know that Diddy didn't do any of this in a vacuum. But the elite, the rich, the powerful, they always have the elite, rich, and powerful attorneys to protect them. But this time, it doesn't look like they're going to get away with it.
All these lawyers, all Diddy lawyers, are overlooking the fact that they're trying to say that these people was of age. Yes, they was of age, but they're overlooking the fact that Diddy drugged these people. Did the people take the drugs? It was drugs that they took, but they didn't take no horse tranquilizer. There's a limit on how much drugs every person would like to take. Baby oil, something mixed with baby oil. They didn't. Come on, man. This is where Cassie comes in at, and all these other people. They're saying that they felt woozy, and then Puffy Kids was doing this. He was teaching his kids how to do the same stuff. I can't wait till this trial starts, man. I mean, trust me when I tell you this. In my book, Puffy trial has already started when they came into that hotel and arrested his butt, and he was denied bail 3 times. You think about that. You think about it. He been fighting since then, so let the fight begin. The struggle has already started, and he's still struggling. Can't even use the bathroom. They said no, he can't even use the bathroom in court. God dang, young, you locked up, dog. And you ain't coming out no time soon. No time soon. Out of five of them, y'all. All they need to do is convict him on 1. Shh. Hey man, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.